Ah, the classic doggo hello, the butt sniff. While it might raise an eyebrow or two in our human world, for dogs, believe it or not, it's a perfectly normal and natural thing. They're not being weird, they're just gathering information, communicating, and identifying each other through their unique sense. Do you know your dog can even tell another dog's gender just by sniffing their butts? Now, unless your dog is turning every social gathering into a butt-sniffing marathon, there's really no need to worry. It's just a kind of furry handshake in the doggy realm. Living with dogs is great fun, but every now and then, they sure know how to throw a head scratcher like this one leaving us, well, a little shooketh, not gonna lie. Say, have you ever seen your dog running in his sleep? It's like they're starring in their very own action movie. So if you've seen your pup going from a silent snooze to a racy sprint like they're chasing the chipmunks next door, congratulations! You've caught your dog in the act of dreaming. Dogs dream just like us humans. You know, dreams of chasing prey or a game of fetch. It's a totally normal part of their sleep cycle. And let's be honest, it's also a great source of entertainment for humans. Watching your dog act out their dreams is not just adorable, but kinda all the comic relief you need in a day. But what about dogs eating their own poop? Probably not the best thing to look at, huh? But rest assured, this dog habit is a pretty standard affair in the dog world. But it's not always good news. Your pup's poop-eating rush can be a sign of failing health, from lack of nutrients to sheer boredom. So yeah, speaking to your vet is key to unraveling the mystery behind those weird doggo ways. Now, you know when your dog runs to you, all covered in poop? To them, it's just another day in paradise. To you, it's a moment of panic, calling for a speedy trip to the bathtub. And then there's the classic roll-in poop move during those hikes. While your dog might be aiming for that ode to horse manure, you can curb this behavior by keeping them on a leash and turning their attention to a high-value treat, like some chicken or a toy. Remember, positive reinforcement is the only right way to go, so you might want to save the yelling for another day. Now back to why your dog sniffs your butt and your private parts. Check this. When it comes to dogs and their heightened sense of smell, they're the ultimate furry detectives exploring the world through the sights, sounds, and smells around them. It's not just about being curious, it's a way for them to connect to their environment, which is why dogs may be particularly sensitive to complex and strong biochemical smells, such as those associated with human actions like sex, childbirth, menstruation, pregnancy, or poor hygiene. Did you know dogs can even tell when a woman is ovulating? A fact demonstrated in studies and even put to practical use in agriculture, like training dogs to detect ovulating cows. So when a dog engages in a crotch or butt sniff with a human, it's not about being noisy or rude. They're simply being dogs, receiving all sorts of information through their noses. Here's another one, a dog chasing its own tail. It's a sight that never fails to bring a smile. This playful behavior is often manifested by younger puppies. For these fluffy little explorers, they're still getting to know their own bodies. For some dogs, it's not just curiosity, it's a way to entertain themselves or burn off excess energy. But you might want to keep an eye on the frequency. If your dog turns tail chasing into a full-time job, it could be a form of obsessive behavior, like some sort of dog OCD. If that happens, it's best to redirect their energy to some other fun activity, like a toy or some fetch. Now, the sight of a dog earnestly sucking on their blanket might seem a bit strange, but it's pretty common and stems from only the most natural need of comfort. A reminder of their puppy days when they're latched onto their mother for food and warmth. Dogs who engage in excessive sucking behaviors may have seen early separation from their mom or might be dealing with mental issues like anxiety. It's a self-soothing mechanism that, when taken to extremes, can also become a compulsive habit. So yeah, if your dog seems a bit too attached to their blanket, toss them a trusty chew toy to get their mind off. You can even make your own chew toys at home, but more on that on another video. For now, picture this. Your sleepy furry one suddenly decides to lodge under the bed, the ultimate canine den for a nice snooze sesh. Now it might sound like they've found the best doggy hideout, but it's actually a peek into something more mysterious. Dogs, being the stoic wizards they are, can sometimes play hide and seek with signs of pain or discomfort. If your above-ground explorer takes a liking to the underbed lair, it's like their way of saying, hey, something's up. This habit could be triggered by a change in their daily routine, or the onset of health issues forcing them to look for a doggy pat cave. Fella, we think it might be time for some detective work on your part, and maybe even a wee trip to the vet. Now, talking about another embarrassing habit. Imagine everyone's having a blast until Buddy here decides to show you some unexpected acrobatics by mounting another dog. Well, fear not. More often than not, it isn't always a steamy love affair or a power play. Neutered or spayed dogs might just be showing off their moves out of sheer excitement or a desperate cry for attention. So when Buddy decides to turn the open park into his personal bedchamber, the key is to simply ignore the theatrics, or better yet, redirect the performance with a treat or a toy. After all, every dog has their own quirks, and sometimes a little redirection is all it needs to keep things, well, platonic. Last up, that classic head tilt, an adorable dog action that unfolds when we decide to whistle, or speak in a high pitch, or unleashing a symphony of funny noises on the radio. The exact reason for this remains a bit of a mystery even for us, but according to some, our furry friends are, in their own way, always trying to decipher the cacophony of sounds around them. Perhaps they're trying to look for those magic words like walk or fetch, hoping for something fun and exciting to happen. Or maybe, just maybe, it's their way of fine-tuning their auditory GPS to pinpoint the exact location of that intriguing noise. But here's the thing, if the head tilt becomes a solo act with no apparent trigger, it might be time for a checkup. After all, even our furry rock stars need a brain scan now and then. Does your dog do any of these weird things? Let us know in a comment below. Understanding the reasons behind these strange behaviors is like unlocking the secrets of the doggy universe. It puts your curious mind at ease and deepens your connection with your pet. Now, before you paw your way out of this one, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss out on more doggo-loving content in the future.